on the Bible Beater podcast. This is the Lord of Hosts, Caleb Campbell, joined as always by the interrupter, Kyle Vestner. How's it going anyways, Kyle?
Fucking pretty good.
Pretty good anyways.
Pretty good anyways.
What are you excited about?
Christmas.
Oh, yeah?
All the presents
Presents?
I'm going to get.
How many presents are you going to get?
Oh, so many. Like one.
Were you a good boy this year?
I think so.
I don't think that
I
you
don't
were a
think so
very
either.
good boy.
I've been threatened with Cole multiple times.
Oh.
But I don't think women have that power. So
No, yeah, Cole eventually turns into diamonds, so.
give it time. That's what I said. You just got to give it time.
Give it time.
Right now it feels like Cole.
Have you done your Christmas shopping?
30,000 years.
What do you get somebody else's ex-wife?
I did not. I don't know if I have to get it. I don't know how it works.
I don't think you should.
I don't think so either. Something little maybe. I don't know. It's a nice little friendly. There you go.
Well,
Here's something for the kids.
I've actually almost done it all this year for like the first time ever. I'm like,
Really?
done
That's
ahead.
a relief.
I'm not actually. I have a couple things, but
Yeah.
I got like the core of it done. Like Camilla's taking care of all my stupid fucking
She's
work
bringing
parties.
shit back from here, from Sweden.
She might have got it shipped here, or she might be bringing it. I don't know what she's
But
getting
it's
me.
from there. It's Swedish stuff, or is it stuff from Amazon?
What did I get her?
No, that she's covering for all these things you just said. Parties that you're going to?
Oh, I'm bringing. I bought those.
Oh, you bought those?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
just little presents for.
Like those $20 gift
Yeah,
exchange.
I had to do those. I got them all. I'm not gonna say. Yeah, I'll tell you. I'll tell you how it's received, but I got a funny. I'll just fucking tell you. No, I'll tell you later. I'll tell you how it goes. I got a funny joke gift in the gift.
Oh, okay.
but
Yeah, say after.
they listen to this
yeah,
podcast.
say it after you give it.
Yeah.
So you have to listen to 10 more episodes of the Bible Beaters. And then you'll get to hear, what gift did Caleb get? God knows what.
It's a cliffhanger. It could
What a
be
cliffhanger.
anything.
Here's a question for you.
You can get $20 butt plugs, right? I mean, I got $20 butt plugs. I got butt plugs from Dollarama. That's what I got.
$20 butt plugs?
Yeah.
That's a great idea. Do they sell butt plugs?
I don't know.
I would love to get a $20 butt plug.
It's just a plunger that I've relabeled.
That is so funny. Getting that for a woman is just so disrespectful. Just here's our relationship. We're just fucking. Here's a question for you.
Sure.
The real question. How long
3 inches.
does has your tongue been inside Conrad's ass? Ha!
Okay.
Gotcha.
How long?
How long? How long? How long does my dad have to be with someone
Yeah.
before I have to buy her a fucking gift?
Oh man, that is a fucking
Dude,
tough
I have
one.
no idea what to do. I almost bought coasters today. I'm like, that's casual enough. It's like business cash of gifts. Here, you can put the drinks on it that I'm going to drink at your house twice a year.
That's a super hard one. I was gonna say my gut says once she buys you a present, now you know for next time. I don't know.
Because here's the thing.
Because it goes both ways.
If
Like
I-
she's thinking,
If
like,
I give her that gift,
yeah,
I'm hoping she had some prepared.
yeah.
Because I don't want to just be like here's the I'm better than you gift. Now we're in this.
Welcome to the family.
Okay, now we're in this.
Yeah,
Here's some
yeah.
fucking coasters.
Man, okay, so that's what you do. That's what you do. You have the back pocket gift. And when she gives you a gift, you be like, I had this the whole time. I was ready.
It's a good idea. That's a really good idea. I'm going to go buy those coasters. Here's what I was thinking. I was like,
But-
coasters
but,
are so
yeah.
nothing.
Yeah.
It's a gesture.
Yeah.
It's effectively not a non-gift.
Yeah.
Right?
Most gifts, in fact, like I think most gifts are just gestures.
No way. I write shit down
Okay.
throughout the year. And
Well, those are good. That's a gift.
Yeah.
But it's most gifts given to people, like not you giving them, just
I know
generally
you
like
think in
fucking-
the ether, people just
Yeah.
give shit gifts.
Yeah, they just give like, hey, think cards. People fucking give people just cards all the time.
With money in it, that's fine.
No, with money in it is good.
Yeah.
Just a card. People buy just cards.
How dare you?
I guess that's our parents' generation. I don't think
I'm lighting that
young
on
people buy-
fire right in front of you. If you give me a card with nothing in it, I'm lighting that on fire in
What
front
about
of you.
beautiful words?
Especially if it has a photo of you and your gay-ass family. I'm drawing penises on all your faces.
Man, we used to have to do that. Family Christmas photos. That was a big part of church. Is everybody got a family photo? My dad would go to London Drugs or Costco later on and print them out by the hundreds and send them off to 100 churches. We'd have to be, we'd spend a fucking
Seems
day.
Like good business.
At least a
business
day.
marketing.
I feel like weekends. Sometimes I'm going to go ahead and say weeks. We fucking had to model for these fucking things because there'd never be a picture with all me and my brothers and my sister smiling nicely at the same time. Somebody's going to fuck it up.
Really?
Yeah, and it's on film. And remember, this is the days of film. So my dad was paranoid that he wouldn't get a good one, so he'd take like 100 pictures. We'd spend all afternoon, and everyone hated it.
Is he taking them?
He would
Or are you
either
paying
put
a
them on a
professional?
timer. No, he'd put them on a timer,
Oh my
or he'd
God.
get someone from church to do it, or usually he never got a professional, never once. No, my dad.
That could
paying
save
for
you
stuff.
days.
Yeah, but my
That
dad
could
paying
save
for
you
stuff.
days.
Never. This is in the days.
But
of,
now he has to pay to develop.
it's in the film, but he
Yes,
loves it.
But he has to pay to develop hundreds of photographs.
Yes, don't even try to reason with him.
Or is he
I'm
taking
paying-
him out? Or is he taking him out to a magnifying glass on a light, inspecting him to see which one's
No,
good?
he's not doing
He's
that.
not doing that. Of course not.
No, my dad is kind of a good photographer. I know he considered he's that's a hobby of
Did
his.
he know ISO back in the day? Did
don't-
he have different
Talk to him about it. The point is,
different exposures?
he liked to take
film for different lighting and
he
stuff
did.
like that.
He did do stuff like that,
Okay.
and he did have the nicer cameras always. And he always. But the point is, me and my brothers had to go out to fucking the bird sanctuary and do a photo shoot all fucking day, and we all hated it. And we're kids, so probably 30 minutes, somebody's crying. I'm pushing someone in the swamp, like.
I like how you started off with no one can have a smile on, and you're like, now I'm beating them up and I'm ripping their clothes.
Exactly that. No, exactly. It devolved into fighting within an hour. And then I just remember, specifically, I remember this one time at Big White where we were supposed to go tobogganing right after the pictures were done. And it was like, 1 in the afternoon. And by the time we were done, it was too dark to go tobogganing. And everybody was crying. And Simeon was crying. He's like a toddler. And I was like fucking so mad.
What a pussy.
And I was like trying too hard to smile because I just wanted to be done. So I'd be
Yeah.
like, that little kid grit your teeth smile.
Yeah.
And he'd be like, don't. And I'm like, I'm smiling. Let's fucking go. Fuck this.
I hate this.
Yeah. And then I remember the picture they chose. It's all of us just look like 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10. Like we're all kind of
Just no one good.
no one good, but no one
bad.
ridiculous.
No one really bad.
Exactly. And my mom always just looks so stressed out. Like you can tell it's not like a gentle holding of the baby. It's like a fucking death grip of the kids.
Full tense,
Yeah,
all the
like-
veins popping out of her
Yeah,
neck.
like she's in the back and whoever's in the front, just like the shoulders just pinched. Like, do not fuck this up. Oh man, I remember. To this day, I get mad at people taking pictures of stuff because I feel like I don't know. I just like wasted so much of my time in my childhood. I'm like, we're missing life. Just enjoy it through the actual lenses in your eyes.
That's what I did my whole life, and I kind of regret it.
Really?
That was my main stance was I don't regret doing it for concerts and events and that type of shit.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't have any pictures of me and my friends hanging out ever throughout my life.
I always had
That would
friends
be
that
cool.
liked doing it.
My one friend did.
Yeah.
And he's the only one that has any pictures of me. But he had it like an old Razor phone.
Yeah.
So they're really bad. You know?
We had the one friend, Jeff, and we always called him a life tourist, and we always berated him, and then everyone likes his pictures.
Yeah, I know. You need one friend to do that.
Yeah.
My one friend did, and back in the day, he paid for like Google storage.
Yeah.
Like he's like, I'm getting these on there, and then he lost multiple computers, but he still had the fucking photos, and I was like,
Wow.
that was fucking
Smart
good
move on his part.
Yeah.
We even at the time though, like I would be like, Jeff, you fucking life tourist, like you're missing out
Oh, dude,
the fun
who
that
didn't?
we're all
Yeah,
having.
I made fun of him. My friend, it drives me crazy. He used to before this was even a thing. He was obsessed with technology, right? But he didn't have the greatest of technology, but he had pretty good usually. But it wasn't like but he's obsessed with it. So he got the Razor phone first before anyone else I knew got it, and it was like one of the first phones you could record video actually.
The Motorola Razor.
That looked like video.
And it came in pink, and it was the hottest accessory, and all the hot girls had it.
Yeah, I didn't. I had a Nokia time port with a pull-out antenna. I pulled it out of my phone pocket, and people would be like, "Are you at your house?" You get your house phone.
Did
it
the
has that
antenna
much
had to
range.
work? Did you actually have to pull it
I had to
out?
pull it out. It
And it
didn't
would-
need to, but I got better range, better reception for sure. It's fucking embarrassing.
Hang on.
But you know what? That was one of those things. Just having that phone kind of got me a little bit. This was like later on in high school, out of my shell.
Yeah.
Because I was getting made fun of, and I was like, "Oh, I don't care. This is funny."
Yeah.
So I started just pulling it out and like putting it places when I sat down, just to wait for someone to say something.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
Say
I
something.
dare you, because then I would just start making fun of them too. And it was like, as soon as someone makes fun of you, game on, right?
So you had your bait phone?
It was a bait phone. I actually used it though.
Yeah. I know. It's just funny to have that.
It didn't even have T9. I had to click every number 3 times to text, so I wouldn't. If people texted me, I called them.
Dude, when that came out, okay, that happened so fast, that phenomenon of texting. Because I remember specifically, I was in grade 11, and we went to England on a rugby trip, and everybody over there was texting.
I have a similar fucking story.
Yeah, everybody was texting, and I was like, look at these fucking idiots. They have a phone that you can talk into, and they're using their thumbs. And I thought they were all morons. And I came back to Canada, and I was like, that's what they do. And I feel like when I got back from England, one of my friends had a phone and started texting. I was like, what are you doing? They're like, texting, man, it's awesome. I'm like, why is it awesome? They're like, oh, because you can just text. I'm like, can't you phone? Like, can't you be done? Hey, what you doing? Nothing much. You hanging out. Oh, you want to do something? Yeah. Want to go to the mall? This is all taking 30 seconds between each response.
You know what texting was for?
Like, I don't know.
It was no. I don't have an actual answer. But I mean, it was for people who didn't want to actually do anything to be like, hey, what are you up to?
Yeah.
Shitting.
Yeah, shitting.
Great. Here's a picture of my balls.
I couldn't believe it. And then within 3 months, everybody was texting, and I was like, have I lost my mind? And then I had. And then,
dude, we were very similar on a lot of topics that we resisted for a long time before completely giving in.
yeah, I never got a phone till after everyone. I was like, you want to be on the hook anytime? No, I'll use my friends' phones. I'm always around a phone.
Dude, you resisted more than me for sure. You don't give a fuck about your phone.
No.
But I had a friend whose dad went to Europe, and he came back and was like, this next thing, he didn't know the word for it.
Yeah.
This next thing, people are writing each other on their phone.
Letters.
Yeah.
Emails.
And it's like, it's way cheaper than calling. That was his main thing, so it's going to blow up. It's like, it's way cheaper than calling.
I guess that is the utility that it
Yeah.
had. It was
But,
not minutes.
Not in Canada, though.
In Canada, it costed
In
per
Canada, it
text.
costs so much.
Per text.
10 cents.
Per text.
If they incoming and outgoing at the beginning, if they sent you a single word, it'd be like, fuck you fucking piece of shit at the end of your text. You
Oh,
know
yeah.
what I mean?
Incoming text costed money.
Fuck you. If you send K, you can suck my dick. That cost me 10 cents, which is a quarter now. Imagine every time you went K,
Oh,
it cost you 25 cents. I would lose it.
I forgot about that. That's serious gouging to card.
Canada had the worst and still does
Outgoing
phone plans
and
in the entire world. We got raped.
We're getting raped.
Currently, we are. It's not as bad as it was, though.
I know. That's why
It's
we're all
so
like,
much worse.
they're using a smaller dick. It's fine.
Like, we don't have unlimited data like the rest of the fucking world.
Oh my god, that's a good question.
Crazy, you can go to Africa and get a cheaper phone plan than here. And we've had the infrastructure since we invented the phone. Since the beginning of phones. Fuck, dude. I forgot we invented the goddamn phone. How did we get fucked in this? We invented it.
Yeah, because it was too fucking far to write letters. It was oh man, you're gonna pay someone to carry it all over there. Why don't we just call him?
It's like, check this out. He answered. You know how he answered it? Ahoy, hoy.
Is that what he said?
That's true.
How do you know that?
I don't know. It's a fun Canadian fact.
Ahoy hoy.
Ahoy, hoy.
Is he fucking Newfie or what?
I don't know. What was he from? Probably from Toronto.
Yeah,
One of the major hubs. He's a famous inventor.
Could have been French even. Graham Bell.
Graham Bell. Hyphenated. I know one thing for sure. His dad was a bitch.
Oh yeah.
Hyphenating, taking his wife's last name and hyphenating it. Fucking pussy.
I might still adopt Home. I don't know if we have to take the same name. I still might go by Home.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, but I do like Caleb Campbell. They like
It
alliteration.
is. It's
there.
a way better name than Caleb Home.
But there's a lot of puns you can do with Home.
Homosexual.
Yeah, there's a nice one right there, like right off the top. I touched on something when we were just yelling about phones. And never mind. I don't want to go down that road.
I want to hear it. I'm intrigued.
Generally, big dicks are the better dick, right? You want
Okay.
you want a big dick?
Yes. Hell yeah. But there is a limit. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. If you're getting raped, would you want a big dick or a small dick? I prefer a small dick raped,
I
personally.
want to come. So throw that big hog at me, dude.
All right.
Dude, I better at least cover this during this rape.
Moving on. Do you remember what we read last week,
Where
Kyle?
the fuck did that come from?
Well, I was just saying we're getting raped, and then I said,
Oh,
then I thought, what would I prefer?
what a loose correlation. What would I prefer, a big dick or a small dick?
Personally.
You can't brag about being small dick raped, dude. How do you brag
Why
about
would you
that?
brag about being raped?
Well, it's got a piece on it. Biggest dick in the prison.
Caught me slipping. Do you remember what we read? Actually, a full-on week ago now.
Actually, I do.
What did we read about?
This, the Jews finally realized after 3 or 4 generations of absolute blasphemy.
I would say a lot more than 3 or 4.
Yeah, a lot more.
I would say like 30 or 40 at least since Moses. Like, think about all the son of so-and-sos and the son of them.
Yeah.
I'd say more than 3 or 4.
They finally read the book that they have been claiming to worship for, I don't know, hundreds of years.
Do you know what the most hilarious part of that is? So
What?
Josiah is known for being the guy that kind of canonized or organized the Deuteronomical books. So everything we've just read was organized and amalgamated and put together under the reign of Josiah. So that the books that he's reading.
Really?
So yeah, let's imagine they're
So
not.
he opened up and was like, holy fuck, we can't do any of this shit.
Yeah,
I better.
There was no book.
He
He's
actually organized it?
yeah, he's the guy that was like, read me some of those random scrolls we got on the shelf. And they're like, this one says nothing about Asherah poles and something about taking down altars. Really? And then this one over. So like, it wasn't like he opened the Bible, so to speak, or even the dude. Like,
But
the
he
Pentateuch.
actually read the text that everyone was like, I'm just going to fuck whores.
Yeah, and then he's the guy that made the Bible. Basically, the first version of the Bible that we have.
That's wrong, actually.
Well,
God made the Bible?
Okay, well, God told Moses to write it down, and Josiah organized it.
What?
I guess what I'm saying
Why
is
would you need to organize Moses' writings?
because it was all fragmented in scrolls, like all over the place. That's what I'm telling you. And like they for sure filled in the gaps or made it make sense. You know what I mean?
Okay, I'm going to tell you right now, me and probably most of the fucking, well, at least half blasphemers that listen to this podcast
Yeah.
assume that it was in book form this entire time.
I know. That's why I'm telling to you. Like that.
I assumed it was book form.
So when he read the book of the law,
Yeah.
there was no book of the law. Like he had to make that book.
I assumed there was agreed upon text, though.
There is agreed upon text.
In whatever format it was in.
There is agreed upon text.
Yeah.
And he organized them and maybe
How do you organize them?
edited, wrote. Like what I'm telling to you is, you know, all the stuff where I say, and they knew, like, and they prophesied this and then wrote about it.
Mm-hmm.
This is the time when they basically, organized and put together is my best way of describing it, because, you know, they would take the scrolls, put them in like a book form or a longer scroll form and fill in between.
How long would that take to write?
Probably,
Sincerely. That's
I mean,
someone's full job, right?
in
It's
practice,
just writing.
yeah, the scribe class,
Yeah.
usually lots of people, lots of time, and they couldn't make any mistakes, right? Like, imagine you make a
They
mistake.
just white it out.
They don't have whiteout, Kyle. They don't have whiteout. The ink is expensive, and the paper, parchment, or it's lambskin, whatever they're using, is incredibly expensive too.
What's the ink? Blood?
No, not
Blood
blood.
with dirt in it? Seems pretty good. That's what I would use right off the bat, and blood with dirt.
That coagulates in seconds, Kyle. It would be not usable in about 30 seconds.
Blood and gunpowder.
I don't know what they use for ink. I mean, maybe they Bic, maybe.
Yeah. That's actually how it originated.
They had
Most people don't know.
ballpoint quills.
Bic invented the first quill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he was like, I also, while I'm writing, I like to smoke, and I need a cigarette as well.
Yeah, he's like, what would be good? You know what? Fuck civilization needing this. I need this for smoking. I need it conveniently in my pocket, not for warmth.
Do they do anything
For
else
cigarettes.
besides pens and lighters?
They really cornered that market, eh?
But they're like, we do, that's it. We are the guys.
I don't know for sure, but I bet they did everything.
And now it's
And
just
these are the
lettuce.
two successful. Like, this was a company that, like, we're doing everything.
Yeah.
Whatever China does when China started, they're like, we're doing it.
When China started, that's like 6,000, 8,000, 10,000
Some guy went
years
over
ago.
there and was like, these slant eyes work for free. Because it's racist back then.
Nice save.
What? I was doing a character.
Okay.
I wasn't even joking.
Okay.
For sure they went over there, these fucking... some other racial slur that I
Yeah.
can't even think of for poor people. What would you call a poor Asian person back then?
Uh,
Pre-war. Because they must have... Or do you think this was Bic probably right after the war, eh?
Bic sounds like one of them. These Bics. Yeah, we'll just call it Bic.
Well, just that they're the ones making it. It also sounds kind of Irish. Bic works. Bic works as a slur. You don't even know what it is, though. You can apply it to a lot of things.
Yeah, any single syllable. Yeah.
Oh, I've been calling Conrad a Wiggerich, which I think is very funny.
Yeah. The W word.
Wiggerich is
It's
so
the W word, Kyle.
Oh, yeah.
You can't say wigger, hard R.
Are you not?
You can say wigga or the W word.
Is that
not
canceled
wigger.
yet for real?
I don't know. I'm just. Oh man, I got
Can
it.
you not say Wigger anymore? It's a great one.
I'm obviously joking. I don't know. Maybe you can't.
That could be a
Maybe
thing.
you can't say
What are you
it.
supposed to call those fucking losers then?
Wiggers, man.
Okay,
Hard
good.
R wiggers.
All right, good.
Look at those hard R's over there. No, the white guys, the wiggers.
No, the dude going, "Sup, man," and they got a bandana, and they're in 11th grade,
Yeah,
and their parents are doctors.
yeah. Fucking what's his name? Mad Child.
Adopting?
I don't take the bus. I don't shoplift takes, but I used to. And if you choose to, here's something to pop into your Walkman and cruise to.
I don't even know what that is.
That's fucking Soul Members, Mad Child.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Soul Member's not bad.
He's a wigger though, for sure.
Oh yeah, it's all about being rich and adopting some poor culture.
Could you
That's
imagine?
what it's about. Hating your parents so much, and they're resenting the fact that you grew up with money, so you
Imagine
just pretend you're poor.
Prince Harry went down that road, just started wearing FUBU.
Dude, he married a black woman.
I
He
know,
is
but what
another
if he fully embraced it? And he gets like full on like do rags.
Does he have a
and
kid
shit.
yet? I'm pretty ignorant to the whole
I maybe
thing.
I don't know. I keep seeing like,
Well, they defected, right?
which is rad. I respect the hell out of him for it.
Dude, here's why it's not rad.
No, it
I
is
agree
rad.
I agree with that, except for the point where they're starting their own reality shows and shit. So they because you're not allowed to do that if you're in the royalty.
Yeah.
So they defected and then just have
I mean,
reality
why
shows.
wouldn't you leverage your why wouldn't you take X amount?
But I think it takes a little away from the altruism of it, don't you think?
Fine. Well, they also are used to a certain lifestyle, so it's like here's
No,
$1
I
million,
get-
and
yeah.
we'll just follow you around with cameras. I do. Well, Prince Harry, dude, fought in the army, legit, and like went
Oh,
to
he's the one.
yeah, he went in, and his unit was attacked more than like any other unit because the prince is in it. Imagine if we could kill or capture the prince.
Yeah.
So he
They're like, hey, get the fuck out of here.
yeah, basically, like he deferred only because like his comrades asked him to leave. He never took down like a top down.
He's
order.
putting them in jeopardy.
Yeah, and like tried to go back. I think for one sort of like he's like a special ops. Like I used to hate the royal. I do hate every king and queen in the world. If you're a king or queen, you're a douche. Step down.
Here's the thing, though. If I was born into it,
Resign.
there's no way.
White resigns.
There's absolutely no way. There's like kings.
The king of
Doesn't the
Sweden.
king, I was just gonna say, doesn't the king of Sweden just cosplay everywhere?
He just goes to strip clubs and like hunts moose wherever he wants.
I would do that. That's what I would do. Just be insane. If I was, I would be so
The
insane.
last king of Scotland. I know you would.
I would
You're-
be so
You're
insane.
like, where can I start murdering people? They're like, it's not that kind of king anymore. You're like, I'm the king.
yeah.
Kill that guy.
Why do I have the ceremonial sword?
Yeah. It's not for ceremony anymore. Well, I'm the king, bitch. Stab.
Imagine prosecuting me. We're gonna go to court, and I'm gonna look up the old timey king laws about me being able to do whatever the fuck I want.
Okay, but those
Let's do this.
Okay, but the new timey king laws say that you get to keep your land and title, and that's it. And you basically fuck
I
off.
feel like that's a pretty good defense. In court.
Do you know how many kings have been killed, Kyle?
Yeah, but nowadays, how could you kill me? I could.
I mean,
all you need in a court of law
I'm
is.
pretty sure if you went back to that old timey laws, they could find some old timey law where it's like, actually, it says here if the king does this, kills a pigeon on a Thursday that's near Easter, and
Yeah.
you like happen to be doing
If the
that.
king
all
is caught skipping out in the street,
Yeah.
he gets put to death. You're like,
Yeah.
fuck.
If he ever goes out without this one ceremonial robe that you're supposed to have on the whole time,
Yeah, I'd have to study that shit up.
and there'd be laws, like there'd be so many different laws.
I wouldn't be a tyrant like killing people. I would just be like, I'd just go to the casinos and just say I won every time. You know what I mean? I'd just make them give me the actually. They'd be like, hit me 38. I win.
I don't think that's how it works either, Kyle.
That's exactly what I would do.
Did you know Kaiser Wilhelm, the German king in World War One, when they were wargaming, his side had to always win, and they had to stop this practice because it was inhibiting the army's.
Ineffective?
Yeah, it was inhibiting the army's performance.
Mm-hmm. That makes
So-
perfect sense.
Yeah, but one of the generals actually be like, "Listen, Mr. Wilhelm, we're gonna see who actually wins because we're in a world war now."
We've actually learned nothing from these.
But you would be that guy being like, "My team wins no matter what."
No, I'd be the one. Here's what I would do. I would give everyone normal stuff, and then I would get head to toe ghillie suit, and I'd be at a 10-minute head start. I'm like, what? Now we're doing this.
And you'd ask the whole world to do that for you too.
Why?
Well, if you're in World War One,
just Sweden.
just Sweden. All right. Well,
I wouldn't actually go to war.
Speaking of ancient king law, that's a very nice segue into Josiah reforming the book of the law. I'm just going to read the last paragraph we read.
The one time you have
read
one,
the
you
last paragraph we read. Huh?
So the one time you have one, you have to acknowledge it.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course. Because
Segues are weird. You know what sucks? That Bo Burnham kind of gets credit for just being a hack comedian.
Yeah.
I love Bo Burnham, for the
Yeah, me
record.
too.
Love him. But his big thing, a big bit between his songs and his like material in his first special was segues are weird. He says it like 8 times. And it's just that's what new shitty comics do.
I mean, I
It's
do
not
that.
original.
I know it's not original. I mean, to do it as if it's an original joke is a hack move.
He
But
seemed like he was doing it like it was original joke.
I mean, I straight up do that. I'll just be like, boners. Now I'm talking about boners or whatever it is, you know?
it's a pet peeve of mine.
It's a pet peeve. Like, I was just talking about elevators, and I have no way to
Well-
bring that to Tim Hortons. So,
Out of the
Imagine-
favorite comics I've seen is just a pause.
yeah.
A pause and just talking conversationally.
Yeah, you can do that.
We've
too.
switched topics like 8 times here and we didn't have to go, so about Prince Harry.
That's true. That's a more effective way. All right.
To critique
Second
your,
Kings.
maybe to critique your stand-up, you brought it up.
2 Kings 22, verse 11. When the king heard the words of the book of the law, he tore his robes. He gave these orders to Hilkiah, the priest, Achim, son of Shepna, Akbor, son of Micaiah.
Wait, what's his name?
Doesn't matter.
Is there a song that goes Hiliculi? Oh, that's Folliculi. Follicula? Folliculi? It's like Italian.
never heard of it.
Doesn't matter.
Shapna, the secretary, and Isaiah, the king's attendant. Go inquire of the Lord for me and for the people and for all Judah about what is written in this book that has been found. It might have been a book. I still don't think that they had books in the sense of like a leather-bound book. I think that they had collections of scrolls.
Forever?
To actually like bookbinding
Did
is.
we ever have human skin books?
I'm sure there's got to be
Like,
at least a couple.
I
The
guess
Necronomicon sounds like it might be made out of one of those.
you know what? In my brain for a second, I was like, human skin would come first.
You're so dumb.
Yeah, I know. Because in my mind, like somehow cavemen would it'd be
only-
easier to kill each other than it would be an animal, which is how they survived, is killing animals. But in my mind for a second, I was like, yeah, must kill each other first.
Human skin.
What are you gonna do with all that skin,
with
dude?
blood and dirt, ink. What do you- how many
Dude, you read from that, you go directly to hell.
So go inquire of the Lord, for all is written. Great is the Lord's anger that burns against us, because our fathers have not obeyed the words of this book. They have not acted in accordance with all that is written there concerning us. Hilkiah the priest, Achim, Akbor, Shapna, Isaiah went to speak to the prophetess Huldah, who was the wife of Shallum, son of Tikva, son of Haris, keeper of the wardrobe.
Yeah, I wouldn't go into that wardrobe. I know where it goes, dude.
Narnia?
Narnia.
Dude, that is such a fucking... Huldah, who was the wife of Shallum, son of Tikva, the son of Haras, the keeper of the wardrobe. So Haras keeps care of the wardrobe. He's got a kid.
That must be an important job.
Horace's grandson's wife is the prophetess.
That must be a really
The guy
impressive
who-
job to mention that,
Yeah.
because to me, it sounds like he washes people's clothes.
Yeah, he does. He does the laundry.
Yeah. To me, he has a really shitty job. But he's like, no, not only are we going to...
I'm the king's launderer. Those brown streaks, I get those right out.
Are we talking about a woman? Is that what it got to?
Well, the woman is the prophetess.
Yeah, so that's who we're talking about. So they can't describe her in a positive manner. So they had to go through her lineage to find the most impressive job. And it was 2 generations away, a fucking clothes wash, a laundromat. The guy owned a laundromat 2 generations ago because they can't compliment a woman.
That's basically it. They have to go. Why are we talking about her? Well, her grandfather washed the king's underwear, so
And I guess she had some good ideas.
she said to them, "This is what the Lord, the God of Israel, says." Why is God talking through her? That's weird.
Huh?
God, this is what the Lord, the God of Israel
You
says.
think that would break her dog brain, just filtering God out?
Well,
Since a man can barely contain,
and it is weird, but we have had women prophetesses already.
we have one.
But it's
we have
weird
One, we have one in this table's family.
I know that, but like in the Bible, I mean. But it is weird how shitty God
Does
is
it
to
make
women.
it more legitimate to you in your own mind?
No, it
if
doesn't.
it's in the Bible
in
at all.
most cultures, most of the spirituality was done by women. It's actually their way of kind of getting ahead in
Yeah, witches. I know.
witches, priestesses, acolytes, all those
It's
things.
an acolyte. Same thing.
It's just a spiritual term. They're like,
Is that actually true?
yes, it is true.
They're just rubbing flowers together, making tinctures.
Yeah. Well, that, and I mean, it was mostly a guy at the head of the church, but you could usually get further in your religious world than in like, the monarchy or like merchant land. Just generally speaking, over all of time.
Let's say you have your current day knowledge, but you have to go back as a woman to like
Oh God,
1800s.
prostitute.
I was just gonna say you can't say prostitute. I knew you were gonna say that. Like, what do you do?
With today's knowledge,
And I mean, you can't marry into wealth. No tricks. You have today's knowledge.
you can't do anything. Okay, first you have to impress somebody with your knowledge. You have to do some math or some sort of writing where you have to demonstrate your value because you have less than zero value.
Okay, what value do you think you could retain with you to the 1800s that would have any impact?
Well, you'd have to prove it, right?
Yeah.
So you'd have to
Uh-huh.
be able to do math. I mean, what can I do? I can do basic math.
They could probably do the same math as I can.
I know that.
I don't even think I could do better math than them.
I know. I know like so little. I know generally.
Like, how long ago was Pythagoras?
2000 some
Yeah.
years.
Are you kidding? There's no fucking way. I said 1800s.
Yeah, but you could even. I think. Man, this is an arrogant.
That's pathetic.
This is an arrogant thing to say. Well, I know stuff about biology. Like they probably didn't know. They didn't know about cells yet. They didn't know about.
Yeah, but you
disease.
could never describe it in a way they could believe it.
Yeah,
You'd
you
sound
could.
like a magician.
Yeah, tiny demons.
They didn't believe the. I got some, but they didn't believe the fucking someone who thought of the idea of atoms or their body was made up of whatever. It doesn't matter. Didn't they not believe the person in like in that day's science?
Maybe. I think
It was a
it was a theory first. It's been a theory for a long time. It wasn't being able. You couldn't prove it to the microscope.
I was gonna go and say the
Microscope. I would invent something that they don't have then. That's what I would do. I would be like, what do we have that I could actually make? I could probably make a
How would
not a
you make it?
microscope, but I could make a telescope.
I could make a microscope.
You think you can? I could definitely, given enough
It's
time.
just multiple lenses.
I know it's that at different
Yeah.
thicknesses and concaves, but
And
it
glass. So they have some technology because they had those type of things.
yeah.
You know what? I don't know.
But we're talking Bible
Actually,
times.
I don't know how to make it.
We're talking
I have
Bible-
no idea how to make a microscope. I think technology was able to make. I have no fucking idea, dude. I'm so stupid. I'd go back there and I would die. I'd be like, actually, the world could do all this stuff. Then I'd get killed immediately.
Yeah, that's probably
Yeah.
most likely to happen. The only thing you could do is demonstrate your value immediately, and I don't know how you would do that.
Oh, dude, if you know any if I knew any I know couple magic tricks. Dude, you could ruin them.
You're gonna pull your thumb apart.
Like I know a couple of sleight of hand tricks that I could practice.
Yeah.
That I could just be like, ha. I was gonna say like go back and tell them to wash their hands and shit. I don't know if that was before or after they realized you could.
Well,
you needed to wash
they're
your
sending
hands.
people out to camp and stuff.
No, but there's a specific time where they're telling doctors to wash their hands.
Yeah, this was in like revolutionary France.
Was that long ago? They
Yeah.
they put the guy in a mental institution for telling everyone to wash their hands because of tiny fucking bugs.
They're like, okay,
So
tiny bugs,
we would
sure.
just die. I'm not that good of a shot. Everyone grew up with those guns.
There's no guns, Kyle. There's
the
also
Old
bows
West?
and arrows. I thought we were talking about Bible
1800s?
times.
Oh, I said 1800s.
Oh,
It's not
1800s?
even that long ago.
Okay, never. That totally changes the subject.
Yeah.
Bible times.
Talking about like Old West, dude.
Okay, Old West. Yeah, I have way less value in 1800 than I would in Bible times because, yeah, most of the things I know.
Here's what I would do Here's literally, if we had to go back to Bible times,
Yeah.
the actual answer is I would just outwit everybody because it would be unbelievably easy.
And obviously you can speak the language.
Just based on,
So-
yes.
yeah.
Yeah. And you're a woman.
Yeah.
So there's a couple of suspenses of disbelief.
Yeah. Yeah, 1800s I feel more screwed than Bible times. Even though I would technically have probably more rights in 1800s. Well, I for sure would, but actually not many.
Not much
Not
more.
many more.
And you're not allowed to marry. So you're like a piece of shit widower in all these timelines.
Yeah. Well, I've exhausted the thought experiment. I can't think of
No,
what
me
I would
neither.
do.
But it's a pretty fun point to just point out how women's lives sucked back then. If we as a woman could go back and succeed.
Dude, women in France weren't allowed to wear vote until like the 1940s, and then weren't allowed to join the military until like the 1970s.
Dude, I would just introduce the idea of like feminism and suffrage like slowly. Just through the
Yeah.
grapevine.
That's how you do it.
Yeah.
You'd be the guy,
I'd
the
be
girl.
guy. Not for my own sake.
Yeah.
Not for
You guys think we should be able to vote?
we'd be sewing and be like,
They-
isn't it? Just like throw out low clips. Isn't it weird that they're not sewing?
Do you know what's funny that you asked that question in 1800? I'm listening to this podcast about Napoleon right now, and when they came up with the unalienable rights of man and all that stuff, at the time there was women. A woman wrote the unalienable rights of women and stuff, and they were like, "Nah, shut up."
What does that mean?
So basically, they were kind of like
What's
all
unalienable mean?
unalienable means they can't take them away. It's you're born, you have these rights.
That's not true. It's decided on. It's a society.
Okay, but they were trying to say that it's in like this, not in a perfect world. In the world we live in, everybody should have these minimum rights. And then women
Yeah.
were like, "What about us?" They're like, "No, not you, just men."
Yeah.
Like at that time, like the whole revolution sweeping.
Now, hear me out. If I go back to the 1800s as a man, I fully agree with that sentiment. It's only the fact that I'm a woman do I now disagree.
It's pretty hilarious though. I don't know, maybe not hilarious. Whatever. It's fucking. They've been trying to do this since like forever ago, and the whole time. And then I'm all over the map here, but the Haitian Revolution happened around that same time, and they were like, so they uprose and were like, look, based on what you guys write, we should have all these rights. They're like, yeah, not for you people either. they just kind of like they went and. Like the revolutionaries made like this high-minded rhetoric and like all these famous like passages that we still read in school today, like what the United States Constitution is based on and those types of things.
Mm-hmm.
And immediately they couldn't be honest with themselves at the time.
I don't think it was that. I think
The economy relied on it. No, that's I think what it is.
that too. But I think honestly, you couldn't come to any other conclusion. The fact that your culture, and you'd probably blame it all on race at the time,
Yeah.
since you're traveling to wildly different places that are very different from you, right? We're not all assimilated
Mm-hmm.
like we are now. You'd be like, we are so much better than these idiots. Why would we include them on our level? What? They would be like, we're taking care of them. We're doing them a favor. It'd be like,
That's exactly what
it'd
they
be
said.
like us.
The white man's burden.
Like we subsidize Down syndrome kids to work at McDonald's because it's nice, not because they add value. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, it's like what we do now.
Yeah.
If you're thinking of other cultures like that, well, think about it. Like even technology wise and just the concept of
course.
being able to learn,
Of
you
course.
probably would be like from you to a Down syndrome person.
You're describing the white man's burden, that it's our job.
Was it all just white people that had that advantage back in the day?
No, it didn't, because
There's a bunch of places that did, right?
there was, the whole Arab world had
Yeah.
it. They were some of the biggest slave traders that there were.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. And everyone that did that just traded
But-
off other cultures
but-
like they were
in Britain,
commodities.
and I guess you could call in continental Europe, the main justification was that it's our job to educate and bring these people Christianity, and they should work for us.
Doesn't even sound bad saying it like
You're
that. You
so
know what I mean?
fucked up. Yeah, I mean,
Well, you.
to say it in a sentence like that, but to see it in practice.
No, I understand. That's why I said it doesn't sound bad, because it'd be like, you know how there's not uninhabited. They're inhabited, but there's that last island off the coast of uncontacted tribes,
untainted. Yeah, sure.
See, it seems like a nice thing to me, in my mind, to go there and be like, hey, idiots, because we all agree that those people are fucking morons.
Not necessarily morons.
There's no way they can have any near the intellectual capacity without evolving around that stuff. On a single island eating each other.
I bet you take a baby out of that island, teach it to read and write, and it's as smart as anybody.
No, they're cannibals. That's automatic.
Okay, well, then I disagree with you.
The cannibalism and inbreeding is automatic to make them less intelligent.
I disagree. I mean,
inbreeding makes you less intelligent.
Okay, maybe that specific island.
That's what I'm saying, because they're isolated.
Okay, but not to all the technological people in the world.
No, but this is an extreme example.
Okay,
because it's nowadays. Okay. It's the biggest disparity they could ever possibly imagine.
I still don't think they would be that much lower of IQ points than us. I still don't believe that.
Why?
Because people are the same basically everywhere, like almost.
Inbreeding creates much dumber people.
Sure.
It's like when you go to the South and all those little.
I don't really want to argue about this point, but
that's a fact.
Okay, fine.
Inbreeding makes you dumber.
Okay, they're
over
dumber.
a long period of time.
By how many points? Does it fucking matter?
Not necessarily. That was an aside.
Okay, well, I don't really want to argue about the aside.
You don't have to argue. It's a fact.
Okay.
Inbreeding makes you dumber. It's not really debated on.
Okay, the fact is we don't know what their intelligence quota would be if we tested them.
No.
So that'd
be really bad, though. So if I go there, in my mind, it seems like a nice thing. In my mind. And we haven't done this. So the world has agreed that it's not.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I'm totally cool with that, too. But in my mind, it seems like a nice thing to go, hey, here's some stuff that'll make your lives better. And now you don't have to kill and eat each other. That seems nice to me.
They would mostly die from disease the second you fucking drop anything off.
People contacted them. Everyone had a Bible in their hand.
Those people.
The first guy that contacted them fucked them all. And then he left unscathed. And then the next guy that came, they immediately killed because we're not all getting fucked again. He fucked them all. He fucked the dudes. He had like some fetish. He fucked the women.
Really?
Yeah, he fucked them all.
And he said, "I'm from outside. I know a bunch of stuff."
Oh, he had some. He must have seemed like a magician, right, to them. He must have seemed like a sorcerer or something.
Yeah, that's fucking.
Because
crazy.
they would shoot arrows at planes, and they have no idea what any of that is. They have no idea.
Yeah.
Like they're isolated from every culture ever, so you can't even really understand them.
You'd have to, yeah. I mean,
gestures.
Do they speak any language that we know? Does any tribes around them speak English?
No, it's probably one of those dead ones.
Wild. In New Guinea in the Second World War, there's something like 200 languages.
But
there.
you never doesn't that seem like a nice thing to do? Or are you for just leave everyone alone?
I'm for leave everyone alone. I don't just stay out of it.
You think that's why the aliens haven't come here? Because we've evolved to the point as eventually you will realize that just leaving everyone alone is the right thing to do.
I think it's
and
too
not trying
far.
to help them out.
I think it's too far for the aliens.
Yeah,
that's what I think.
Too far.
The distances are too great.
Because they could come here and be like, oh, you know what? If we give them warp speed technology, these fucking Earth savages will blow up the universe. Wait, you agree with that?
I mean, who knows?
That's just a bigger example of what I said earlier.
I said, who knows? I just was saying, I don't know. Fuck, I don't care, really.
All right.
I think...
Because that's like a distinct possibility. That's the argument for why aliens haven't contacted us, is that given that amount of power, Earth would abuse it, right?
Yeah.
That's the theory.
We have
in
every instance that a human...
I can't believe we sat on these nukes for that long.
Every instance where a human group with greater technology meets a group with inferior technology, they enslave them in conquest every time. There's not an example of not that happening. And then until they meet enough resistance, and then they maybe...
Do you think the United States, being the current version of that superpower, has enslaved the rest of the country?
The rest of the country?
Rest of the world, sorry.
No.
Me neither.
We're talking about colonial age, not
I know, but
modern
now
age.
this would be the first example of that.
No, they had colonies in the Philippines and Cuba and all these islands. The United
I
States
know.
has
I
colonies.
know, Puerto Rico.
Yeah. So why are you saying the first instance when they already did it?
Well, I'm just saying we have more nuclear, or not we. The United States is more. We have none. The United States have more nuclear power than the rest of the world.
So you're saying that they should be like,
no, they
give
haven't.
us stuff,
They haven't seemed to try and enslave the rest of the world, in my mind.
well, they basically didn't have nuclear. They only
They're
had
the first ones.
Yeah, but they only had it for a short period of time.
I know, but if they just started dropping
Do you
nukes
know what
on the world,
plan was? The military men at
No,
the
I don't.
time said, "Now we should use our nukes now and completely destroy Russia and China. That's what we should do while we
well,
have
that's
the
what I'm
advantage."
surprised it didn't happen. That's exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because there's a big window where they had push button infinite
They didn't use it in
power
the
over the
Korean War.
entire world.
Yeah.
They didn't, and it didn't happen. So I'm saying that's it happened. You said it happens every time in history. I'm saying this is the first example of it not happening. So maybe we have a hope. Is what I'm saying. Maybe we have a chance.
I guess if you're on the side of hope, I'll agree with you and we'll move on. Where were we? She said, I think we were. So that woman is about to tell them a prophecy. So Josiah has found out about the book of the law, and he's been like, we don't do any of this shit. And then this prophetess comes, and this is what the Lord, the God of Israel, says. Tell the man who sent you to me, this is what the Lord says. Oh, you just said that. I am going to bring disaster on this place and its people, according to everything written in the book the king of Judah has read. So, bad news right off the bat.
I zoned out.
So she goes, this is what the Lord says. I'm going to bring disaster on this place and its people, according to everything written in the book the king of
Why?
Judah has read.
Shouldn't you be like, fuck, I was listening.
No.
I'm the first one that listened.
No. You don't understand. God is angry.
Why is God mad at me?
He's angry and jealous because they worshipped other gods. It's the same reason
But he just
always.
stopped. Shouldn't that be like, when a dog listens?
No, now
And we're God's dogs, effectively, because we just have to bow and worship him.
Mm-hmm.
We created our own. We're gods to dogs.
Yeah.
That's why it's spelled the same way backwards.
But that's exactly
Everyone
that.
knows
He's
that.
like, well, now you know you fucked up and you have to be punished.
Well, you don't do that to a dog, so he'll never learn. If it does good stuff, you got to give him treats. Now's the time for our treats, God. Where's the treats?
Jesus comes in another 1,000 years. Till then, I'm going to be a dick for another 1,000 years. I'm going to bring disaster in this place because they have forsaken me and burned incense to other gods and provoked me to anger by all the idols their hands have made. My anger will burn against this place and will not be quenched. Tell the king of Judah who sent you to inquire of the Lord.
What?
Yes. This is God. This is the fucking loving God this is Jesus Christ.
After they realize.
This is Jesus Christ.
But I thought the other guys already got the other kings got punished.
I
for
will
that.
punish for many generations for the sins of the fathers.
All right.
And I will also bless for many generations.
Seems arbitrary.
It is, isn't it?
So doesn't he get a couple of extra points because of what was the king that he liked back in the day?
David?
Favorite? Yeah, King David. He's still King David.
Well, he made that covenant so he can never completely destroy them.
He's still King David. Give him a fucking break.
Okay. Well, we'll keep reading, Kyle. Tell the king of Judah who sent you to inquire of the Lord. This is what the Lord, the God of Israel, says concerning the words you've heard. Because your heart was responsive and you humbled yourself before the Lord when you heard that I have spoken against this place and its people, that they would become accursed and laid waste, and because you tore your robes and wept in my presence.
God, he loves people crying.
I have heard you, declares the Lord. Therefore, I will gather you to your fathers, and you will be buried in peace. Your eyes will
He's
not
still gonna
see.
die.
Your eyes will not see the disaster I'm going to bring to this place.
So he's gonna. Don't worry. I'll kill you and bring you to heaven before I absolutely demolish.
I think he's
Everything
saying
around
that you'll live. Your life will be good. The same promise he gave to Hezekiah, where he wept bitter tears. He's like, "Fine, I'll do it later." And he's like, "So my life will be good. It's just my kids that are going to get boned." Yes. He's making the same deal with Josiah. He's like, your eyes are going to be fine. They're not going to see the disasters I'm going to bring.
Jesus.
Yeah, I know. He's an asshole.
Literally.
So they took her answer back
How
to the
could you
king.
do that, Jesus?
You worshipped another god. I said don't do that. You did it. Hell for eternity.
But isn't your birthday based on like some pagan thing and not even
We're doing a podcast on that this weekend.
really?
Yeah, we got my old buddy Frederick from the University of Gothenburg. Is
Awesome.
yeah,
Does he have a awesome goofy accent?
he does have a silly accent.
Yes, they all do. So funny.
Yeah, do you want to be on it? It's this Saturday morning,
Yeah, probably.
8 a.m. because they're 9 hours ahead.
Oh, you're Skyping.
Yep.
Oh,
So we're Skyping in.
that's cool.
Yeah, and we're gonna be talking about pagans.
Is he aware of
winter
his
solstice.
accent? Because I've never heard one in real life, and I want to, and I might
Camilla
laugh.
has one.
No, that's fine then.
Have you talked
That's
to?
not that goofy.
You've talked to her brothers, right? Daniel and
No,
no.
I don't think so.
Doesn't matter.
Not in real life.
Frederick's is a little bit more pronounced because he's a lifetime Gothenburger, but yeah, he studied. He's got like a degree in religious studies, and so he studied a bunch of religions.
Oh my God, hell yeah, I want to be in on that.
Yeah, and so I wanted to talk to him about winter solstice, pagan holidays, and Christmas. That's the
Fuck yeah.
so yeah. This on the Patreon this.
I'll
Saturday.
come at him with the hard questions I saw in Zeitgeist 10 years ago. You know the moon god?
He probably does. How much time have we done? Should we start another chapter here?
Oh, no, we're good.
Next week on the podcast, Josiah renews the covenant. So basically, the Jews, their cell contract is up, and they're about to renew, baby. They're re-upping for another 1,000 years.
And they invented the phone, and they're about to get fucked.
Did we get any emails this week, Kyle?
No, that's because people didn't know where to send them.
Oh, where did they send them?
I don't know. I think it's beaters_Bible at
Stop doing the wrong one.
at hotmail.com.
Go to our website. There's a link to send us things there. And if you don't go to the website,
It's actually Bible Bashers
oh God,
at
Kyle
Netscape Navigator.
at
And
America
if you believe that,
online.
you're one of the old people that
The
listen.
fact is, I don't even know what it is. It's Bible Beaters at canadacomedycap.ca.
CanadaComedy.ca, yeah.
No underscores or anything. Just
No, Bible Beaters at canadacomedycap.ca.
.ca.
But also, just go to Canada Comedy. And if you can't figure out a website by now, kill yourself.
Yeah, but you might,
don't actually
they
listen
might
to
be
the
on their
podcast.
phone.
Just, one, you can still navigate the whole
It's
thing.
Your phone. The website sucks on mobile, dude.
Nice. I updated it
I'm
before.
fucking with you, dude.
Oh,
I knew
dude, I
Kyle
was about to
would
lose
get
it. I'm like, no way does it still suck. You know how many hours I put into that fucking thing, the mobile?
I can watch you reach for. Actually,
Oh, that was pure panic. Like, oh my God, does it still suck?
no, it's fine. I've never looked at it on my phone once. Honestly, I've never even done.
I think most people do. I
Yeah.
could get those stats, but I just don't care enough. No, it's good.
it's good. All right, so you can find the
Fuck,
email
that's
there.
so professional. God damn, can I build a website? Look at our beautiful faces.
Also-
oh, I fucked up the one of the texts. One part of the text is too big.
Oh, there you go.
I didn't make that mobile. Did I make everyone else's good? Oh, I just fucked up ours. Oh, that's sick. Right on. Hey.
All right, dipshits. Merry Christmas. We'll see you next week.
Before Christmas.
Yeah, but it's still Merry Christmas.
Happy Christmas.
What's the deal with the Happy Christmas?
I don't know. It's a compromise.
People have been
because that's
doing-
what we do now is we compromise because everyone's
Hang
stupid.
on, that's a real social movement. We're gonna say Happy Christmas.
People have been doing it. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, but what? Christ, Mass. That's the thing that's objectable.
Yeah. I think people are saying Mary sounds too Jewy and too like Christian-y, you know?
too hobbity.
Yeah. So they're like, we still like the tree
Yeah.
and we still want gifts. We're not really celebrating this Jesus dude anymore because most people don't do that.
But Mary is not the offensive word in Christmas. They changed it to Happy Holidays to get Christ out of Christmas.
I
So
know.
they just went Happy Christmas.
well, you can't change it to Christmas.
Well, of course the Christians are going to be like, we're saying Christmas no matter what. If you say Xmas, get the fuck out of my house. But if they go, Merry and Happy Christmas don't fucking matter.
Well, Happy Holidays was because of Hanukkah and the Muslim one.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah, it's all the holidays.
But if you want to, I think it's if you want to have Christmas, but you want a little fuck you to the Jews, the old school Jew himself, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
You want to like finger him.
Happy Christmas.
And I mean that in the
Because people have been
biblical
saying that,
sense.
and I'm going, it's Merry Christmas.
It's freaking me out. I don't actually know. I'm just speculating.
People say that.
People say it all the
at
time.
the coffee shop.
Idiots. It's Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
And a Happy New Year.
Or fucking just switch, just Happy Holidays and fucking stand by it. If that's what you really think, don't fucking.
Ew, Happy Holidays is gross. I only say Happy Holidays to black people just in case.
sheets, kneel down and witness this immaculate erection, baby. Believers, don't you be ashamed to scream out Daddy's name. I'm gonna take you where the wine and honey flow forever. I'm gonna get down on the knees to pray, cause I'm hung like Jesus. To get to heaven you ain't gotta die. Just bend over and let me inside, cause I'm hung like Jesus. Oh, well I'm hung like Jesus. Yeah, well I'm hung like Jesus.
You know how many words can be used to hurt people within context?
Yes.